My name is Chris Boyd. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. I'm a psychology major with a double minor in African American Studies and Women and Gender Studies here at Bates College.
My name is Ben Hughes. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm a philosophy major at Bates College.
Life of American student. Consists of classes, of course, studying, group organizations, depending on the student. Myself, community service, hanging out sometimes, just kind of going out with friends, movies or pizza. A lot of studying, you know. Definitely a lot of studying. Reading.
Studying about 6
I did, that's all we do.
Well, I've found it to be a balance of my academic life and everything else. Trying to balance studying and going to class with hanging out with friends and finding out more about myself, really trying to discover myself and what it is I like and what I want to do and where I see my future going. And that's really what my student experience has been. I've heard of Haiti before because we actually have some Haitian students that are here, Haitian American students that are here. And then when you all experienced the earthquake, we all got together and put together a clothing drive and worked with an organization from one of my friends back in New York to send some stuff down. We spent about 2 weeks collecting different clothes from people on campus, trying to raise money to send it down. So that's been my major experience with Haiti.
So I've heard a number of different things. As been mentioned, we did hear about Haiti a lot on campus following the earthquake. Unfortunately, most of what I've heard about Haiti, especially pre-Bates, has been just that it is a kind of island area off of Africa. I have heard that a lot of people talk about Haiti in terms of voodoo. Unfortunately, they don't have the full perspective of voodoo. They only know one part of it. But as he said, we do have a number of Haitians here at Bates, which is kind of further my knowledge of Haiti. And I actually took a religious course here at Bates called Religious Arts of the African Diaspora. So we did study Haitian religions and past and current, as well as kind of ideas going on there in Haiti. Is it recording?
Yeah.
I think I could. Obviously, I'm not there, so I know there's a lot going on there, which would make it a lot more difficult. I'm not honestly sure how well I would adjust. Eventually, I'm sure I would be able to adjust. And once you get into a system or a routine of being at a place like this, it can be extremely hard to break that routine. That being said, I think being in that situation, if you immerse yourself in that situation, you can figure it out.
I'd like to think that I would be able to study in most places. Whether or not that works out as well as it's worked out here, I'm not sure. Because Bates really does offer, like Chris says, a lot of different comforts that you won't find elsewhere in the world. You won't even find it in the places where we come from. Like growing up, we didn't have these kinds of nice facilities in my school at home. So this was a big change coming here to study in college from what I studied before that. But I definitely understand just how different that must be. Like I can't appreciate it the same way because I haven't come from that. But I definitely understand what that means to have to do without. So I think I could do it.
Personally, I think I am in a greater concept, in a greater context. I don't think being here at Bates necessarily does. We here at Bates, is what I'm referring to, we have this elitist attitude almost, because we don't really recognize that there are places where you won't have access to computers. Most of our things are done online through through email, through online websites. Personally, I didn't have a computer coming up. I think that if I were to be someplace where computers were not accessible, I could still do work.
I would have to agree with that. I'm prepared because I grew up without relying primarily on computers to do work and on technology. If I had to write a paper, I was writing out a paper and I was reading it from books. So if I had to go back to doing that, I could do that. And to answer that question in a different light, Bates isn't really the determining factor and whether or not the students could do it. It really depends on where you grew up and how you grew up.
My name is Jada Green. I am 17, going on 18. Next month, I am an incoming freshman. Freshman student at Ohio State University.
If your college sends you to study in Haiti, will you go?
Of course. I would really go to Haiti. My purpose would to go to Haiti because I'm a dance major. The first thing I would think is to provide dance classes. Haiti in particular, because of the disaster, like to bring dance, an art form that's just fun. Everybody dances.
If you have
Everybody
the possibility
dances.
to change your class with the Asian student, will you do that? Example, he will come in your place in U.S. and you will go to Haiti in his place.
That's a good question. I think that I would. I mean, that's scary though. I've never been outside the country. I'm never ever been outside the country, so that's scary. But it depends on how long it is. But I know I would. What I expect from college. College is kind of, in my family, how I was raised, it's kind of like an expectation. Like, not so much I would get scolded for not going, but it's highly recommended that I do go. And
Yeah.
people, like, they think of college as just a really, like, a success. So for me, college is very important. Going into college is really scary, not knowing what exactly to expect from different colleges, because one college experience could be so different from another college experience. So far away from home. I'm from D.C., so I'm going to be at least 6 hours away from my house. I'm just really anxious. I'm nervous in a bad way. Like, I'm scared, almost to the point of, should I really go or not, questioning my actual attendance, like, should I even really go to school? And then I'm nervous. But I'm really excited about going. College is kind of just a really exciting time. In an American person's life, it's a really exciting time. So I'm excited to go, and I can't wait to go to college.